Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
They have no options. If they think their kids are hiding dope in their house, typically they're not going to find it, or it's going to be too late.
A Cass County man left his job on the drug task force to help keep dope out of the hands of area kids.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. It's called Urban Canine. You can hire the dog Abe and his trainer to detect drugs in your home, halfway house, school, or business.
The goal is to save the lives of children getting hooked on drugs. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson explains.
Go find.
Go find. Two simple words that begin Abe's mission, searching for drugs.
Good boy, buddy.
In the matter of minutes, Abe finds cotton balls that smell like heroin hidden by his trainer.
Come on, bud. Good boy.
Even with a food distraction in the way.
Go find.
Joe Flugie spent over 10 years on the Cass County Drug Task Force and says we aren't winning the battle against drugs in our community.
And as an intel guy, I always ask myself, why aren't we winning? You know, is it because we're not changing the way we're fighting this stuff? And that's one of the reasons I kind of started this. Because it gives you as a parent or superintendents, principals, it gives them a whole nother tool to combat this problem, to keep the stuff out. Let's go.
As a parent, you can hire Abe and Flugie for $150 a sweep. If they find something, they leave.
Boy.
It's totally confidential, and you as a parent gets to decide what to do next.
The kids that are becoming addicts, that are stealing out of our garages, you know, thefts, all that, they're our homegrown kids. They came through our public schools. They're not implants from Bismarck. You know, these are our kids that we're losing. As
a dad and an expert, Flugie anticipates there will be more high school students overdosing on drugs.
I mean, I get what's going on, you know, and if folks are concerned, you know, call your principals, ask them if they truly know what kind of drug problem they have on school premises.
He's approached area schools who've turned him down. He says there are only 2 canine drug searches a year, and schools need to take a harder look at the problem and find solutions.
He does that, right, bud?
For Flugie, Abe is the solution the community has been asking for. In West Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Flugie is also working with the Cheyenne Kennel on a dog training program to help at-risk youth. He says having kids work with the animals can help redirect those heading down the wrong path. If you want to get into contact with him or learn more, log on to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
A second racially charged photo has surfaced that links UND students. Here it is. It involves 4 students this time who painted their faces black and posted the picture with the caption, "Black Lives Matter." Police and university officials are currently investigating a harassment complaint after it was posted on Snapchat and shared on Facebook. UND President Mark Kennedy said today he's appalled that within 48 hours, 2 photos have surfaced on social media. The other photo involves 3 other students with a caption referencing another student's race. Fargo police say a thief is on the loose, stealing license plates right off vehicles in the area, specifically around the West Acres and NDSU neighborhoods.
Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons explains how one victim is preparing so this doesn't happen to him again.
When you leave your car parked in your neighborhood, you expect to return to it safe and sound. But when Patrick Dahl was about to drive home to Montana for a weekend in April, he noticed something was different.
Come out to my car, got my things all packed or whatever, and my license plates were missing.
Dahl reported the stolen plate to the Montana DMV, who said they would send him new plates, taking about 2 weeks. But it would cost him. Depending on where you live, replacement plates cost between $50 to $100. And what he missed out on by not being able to drive was worth more.
When you're in Montana, you know, you don't get to see your family all the time.
In 2015, Fargo police reported 32 plates were stolen. And as of now, 31 have been stolen this year. Sergeant Palace believes there are specific reasons a person would do this.
Steal a plate that's similar to their vehicle to try to extend that use instead of paying for tabs, or they're possibly taking these plates to use them to disguise their own vehicle.
The department has posted a warning on social media telling you to take caution so your plates don't get stolen next.
Be aware of your license plates. Take a look at your vehicle every once in a while. There are special fasteners or screws that have special unique screw heads.
If you have access to a garage, use it. I mean, that's probably the surest way to prevent it.
In Fargo, Natalie Parsons, Valley News Live.
North Dakota law requires a vehicle to have 2 license plates, so if one or both of your plates are stolen, law enforcement says you need to replace them.
A Grand Forks boy escaped serious injury this morning after being hit by a vehicle while riding his bike to school. Sandy Schoenberg and Becky Hyde work as crossing guards near Discovery School. They got involved after seeing many close calls with kids trying to cross at busy intersections.
He was riding his bike and he got hit. Again, intersection, parents, please, please, please be careful. Take your time. We just had a kid get hit.
Police say at this time the driver who collided with the boy has not been ticketed.
The Standing Rock Sioux Tribe continues its fight to stop construction of the controversial Dakota Access Pipeline. Tribal leaders returned to Washington today, less than 48 hours after testifying in Geneva, Switzerland, at the UN Human Rights Council.
Chairman Dave Archambault spoke before a forum of House Democrats. Samantha Jo Roth was there and has tonight's story.
We faced, attack dogs, and we faced policemen.
An emotional plea from members of the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe sharing their experiences regarding the construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline to a panel of House Democrats.
The federal government has a moral and legally enforceable obligation to protect tribal treaties.
Democrats on the House Natural Resources Committee calling on the Army Corps of Engineers to conduct a full environmental impact statement.
We must ensure that this is not too little, too late.
But this was not an official hearing. Members here placing the blame on their Republican counterparts for failing to schedule one.
I wish that we were having an official hearing, a bipartisan hearing. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of Republican colleagues that are willing to ask hard questions and to stand up to big oil.
Tribe Chairman Dave Archambault says he believes an official hearing will come by raising awareness.
There's still this opportunity for the pipeline to go where we don't want it to go. So as long as that's there, we're going to continue to do everything that we can.
Now, no North Dakota lawmakers were included in this forum, but I've spoken with the entire delegation, many of them pointing out that this pipeline was cited by state officials and should be handled at the local level.
I think the really bigger problem is we're trying to apply global solutions to a state issue, and I don't think that's helpful. I think that this is a very localized issue and ought to be discussed at a local level, and then certainly it can be expanded out.
The battle over the Dakota Access Pipeline will continue in D.C. as the case heads to a federal appeals court in 2 weeks. In Washington, Samantha Jo Roth, Valley News Live.
Here at home, the Democratic Nonpartisan League has 3 Native Americans running for statewide or national office on this year's ballot in North Dakota. They gathered in Bismarck to discuss the ongoing Dakota Access Pipeline issue. All 3, including candidate for U.S. House Chase Iron Eyes, suggested moving the pipeline's path, inviting Native nations to build their own refineries, and discussing alternative ways to move oil.
We should stand as nonpartisan leaguers have always stood for North Dakota against outside exploitation, not against any industry.
The other 2 Native American candidates are Ruth Buffalo, who's running for Insurance Commissioner, and candidate for Public Service Commissioner, Marla Hunty Bobrun.